What's up, everyone? Welcome back to this RWBY discussion, this time Volume 8, Episode 7, War.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say
That's
it
very-
again. Sorry, I'm on coffee.
As always, I'm Connor. With us, we have Travis,
Hey,
Zach,
Hello.
and Mike.
That's all right. Hello.
it worked.
Anyone want to get any initial thoughts out, or shall we head straight in?
Best episode so far.
Oh God, no.
I don't agree.
I
I
don't
liked it.
agree either. For Name of War, it was pretty lackluster in my opinion.
Oh, you were expecting more. Okay.
I enjoyed the episode, but I do definitely have my issues with it. We'll get into that, though. So, the episode opens up on farmland being swarmed by Grimm, with the Atlas military standing against it. And, that's sort of a war. Kind of expected the whole fleet that they had in Volume 7 to, be there, but whatever.
All I can tell you is when Monstros started pouring out Grimm, like by the thousands, I was like, oh, there's nothing that can stop that shit. I was like, where's Ruby? Let's see the silver eyes right now. Get her up here.
GG.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get to exactly what she's doing later.
RIP. There's gonna be some salt.
Yeah. We see exactly what Ironwood's doing while this is happening. He's seeming to become more and more unhinged, which, really isn't surprising, but he is maintaining his composure and giving orders, doing his best to lead the battlefield from his high tower. He orders all the civilians to evacuate to the subway, which seems like an interesting idea. Are subways typically safe in that scenario? Or is he trying to lead them into slaughter? I wonder. Have certain
not really
nests
sure.
of them.
It was interesting to see his reaction. Which it's like, in a way, it was kind of like, oh God, we really underestimated this. Like he wasn't thinking it was going to be this bad to me. It's kind of like in chess when you pull a couple pieces back, to set up for a trap. Maybe that's what he's doing. I don't know.
Maybe. I have an idea of, there's a video that I've started writing a script for that I intend to release over the mid-season break that's happened. Comparing him to Paul Redeker from World War Z, the book. And that's the reason why I'm thinking if he might be having some civilians go into the subway initially to be as fodder to buy time for them to take care of everything else. And so if we see that in the next episode or two, I'm going to be very happy that I'm right in my comparison, but Jesus Christ, that's going to be like, all right, Ironwood is lost his fucking mind. That is it.
Dude, I might be jumping ahead here when I say this, but what the fuck, man? They were did you see the scene where they were all just sitting on the grass, just chilling, having picnics? I'm like, do they not fucking know what's going on?
It's especially that
Look,
one
Dad.
fucking guy. Everyone's running away, and those two are just like, what's going on? What happened?
Did they literally not know?
GG.
That's what I want to know.
Are you
Were they,
talking about the
just
dad and the
unaware?
daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were retarded.
Yeah.
I just
Look,
wonder.
Dad.
I just wonder how in the dark the people were.
Yeah.
Did they not know this was going on at all? Because that's what it seemed like.
That is a good point. How much it has been hidden. Because that's one hell of a bubble to burst. So then we cut to the Aesops while this is all happening. They're returning to Atlas. They're not going for Penny like I speculated might happen. But, we do get some more stupid, worthless, goddamn one-liners from Yang. So at least that's reliable.
You really...
Well, she made a callback
But,
to the, you're still just following orders? It's like, what else are they going to do right now? Like, there's a time to criticize them for just following orders and just
Yeah.
being soldiers. That's not it!
I couldn't believe that they went back to that line again.
Oh, God, it's like they did it just to spite me. They're going to do another thing just to
GG.
spite me in this episode. But moving
Rip.
ahead, we then see that Ironwood reveals the plan that they are going to send a bomb inside the Grimm, inside Monstro. And Winter seems resistant to this idea, probably because she doesn't want to send her and the other Aesops to their death.
I think we theorized it like beforehand, but I figured this was going to be the case, or in the very least, I was hoping. Well, not that they were like locked up, but that they would just like all leave cooperatively. I mean, obviously I guess were wanted, so I guess I was hoping for too much there, but I was hoping they would go peacefully. I was hoping there was not going to be like another whole conflict
Yeah,
while this was happening, because I was like, all right,
and I thought there would be, so I'm happy to see I'm wrong.
GG. That would have been wild. That would have been like a pretty good development there.
Mm. So let's just follow the Aesop storyline here, get to that to the end, and then cut elsewhere. Jean ends up finding a compromise with them because they, Jean, Ren, and Yang, they want to look for Oscar, who is inside Monstro, of course. So Jean says, send us in. We'll be the test. We'll make sure it's possible to get in there. I like Jean. Jean's being smart.
He's always smart.
It's pretty brave, though.
Well, not always. In Volume 6, he wasn't that smart.
He's come a long way. A haircut changes everything.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, that's like,
Hmm?
nah, I was gonna say like that's I mean that's pretty bold though. Like I know they want to save him, but like you gotta have some balls to be like, all right. They said, hey, we're gonna drop a bomb to blow this thing up, and they don't know for sure. I mean, Salem's in there, like the unkillable, monstrosity, along with hordes of Grimm, and you're gonna be like, that's a true friend right there.
Yeah.
Or at least he's super dedicated.
Yeah, it is a hell of a decision to make.
I just thought it showed pretty, at least on his end, good character. As far as like the motives of the others, like I mean, it's out of friendship, but it's I think Jean the most, Jean and Rin. I want down Yang, but yeah.
I will down Yang. Yang has been worthless these last 2 volumes.
GG.
So there's a little bit of a clash of ideals that happens on the ship. Ren specifies the differences between him and the Aesops and Ironwood, and it's the fact that he really wants to care about his friends and how no one is replaceable, exactly against what Ironwood has been teaching the Aesops, that everyone is replaceable, that you need to just fill in everything that goes missing, that whole kind of shtick. And even more so, it's about how he wants to put his life and the lives of others who are willing to put their lives on the line, to protect the people who aren't willing to do so. It's a very Ozpin concept.
Yeah, but then Ren literally goes, that's not true. That's not how you actually feel.
Well, he's calling them out for them trying to hide their emotions. They're trying to detach themselves, but truly deep down, they do still care about each other because they're human.
What a concept.
Yeah.
I just thought the change by Ren from this is all your fault and this and that, and now it's like because he's our friend and we're gonna go after him. It's just
it does feel weird, but
yeah,
I thought a lot about it. It doesn't. They don't actually contradict what he said in the like episode 4 or whatever to this one. He cares about the many over the few, but when the few are willing to put their lives on the line to protect or when the many are willing to put their lives on the line to protect the few, that is the exception. But they need to be willing to do so. So I can respect that. Though it does still feel weird.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if it was intentional or not, or if they just didn't do a good job of it. But I felt like they were like leading into him, or in the very least in this season, like him hiding his emotions, and then him just like exposing his own emotions to like awaken. Like I guess I don't know if this is like I guess Aspen did say something about like awakening, like you're like strengthening your like semblance or something like that. I might have to actually go back. I think it was season 5 or season 6. I mean,
Yeah, it's come up multiple times. And that's part of the luxury of being a main character, because your someone's can evolve, but not the side characters. Sniffle. And that's when we see Ren's evolved semblance. He can now read emotions.
I like it.
I do too.
I don't understand how he decodes the leaves, essentially.
Yeah, like, especially
Magic.
that he did it immediately.
Hey, magic.
Well, and like,
all right.
that's what I thought. And then like he looks at Winter and it's all sorts of different colors. So
Well,
To
I
me-
mean, that
to
implies
me,
like
it
mixed
feels-
feelings. Like,
Well, what I feel, I feel like everybody has their own. What I was getting out of it, and I might be completely wrong here. It feels like everybody has their own aura that he's seeing, and then Winter has all these auras. It's like she cares about everybody in that group, and then you see this person's main aura spinning around her, and then she's caring about what this person's saying, and yada yada yada. That's kind of what I got, but I might be completely wrong.
I mean, it could be. It's kind of that same issue that the show has, where it doesn't really explain things.
But I guess you could argue it's almost similar to our D&D, right? Like, we kind of just know our semblance, and you would just kind of unlock different things, but almost immediately understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess one could argue that, like, it is a part of him, therefore he just has the knowledge of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
I don't know.
In D&D, that kind of happens because it's just, like, inconvenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise. But I understand what you're saying.
I don't
all
know.
I'm gonna say is magic.
Yeah. Yeah. He points out that the emotions they have, Harriet's angry, Marrow's kind of sad. They're all hiding their emotions, blah, blah, blah. But then he, of course, brings up this one line. That's why you lost against Team RWBY. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. Hey, you guys remember how Harriet and RWBY were fighting with the rest of the team and how RWBY was doing all that teamwork? What's that? It was a one-on-one fight? Holy shit.
Maybe
Stupid.
he means
The
Well-
writers were speaking to us.
It's so stupid.
maybe he means because you care, you were thinking about your teammates in the other room and they were getting hurt, and that's why she lost. I don't fucking know, but you're right. it
RWBY
is
cares.
stupid. I think RWBY does care. I don't know. The line wasn't really placed well.
It just feels like they're trying to do damage control. It's like, no, see, there's reasons why they lost. It's, shut up.
Cheat.
God, I hate it. God, I hate that they keep calling back to it.
Like, yeah, it's you just have to accept it.
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. So yeah, let's accept it. All right, so we'll move on. Winter gives them permission to enter Monstro. And that's when Ren points out that Marrow and Winter are also disheartened. And so, maybe they're setting up a coup or a turn on Ironwood. Which would be interesting.
I don't think so. I could see Winter doing it. I could see potentially her getting Marrow involved, but Vine, Elm, and Harriet, no way.
I think it'll be more of a situation where, like, you have that loyal soldier that like sees like their leader going down the wrong path, so they like do something, like not betrayal, but obviously they make a decision or do an action to show them that this is the wrong path, and obviously to stop them from proceeding down this his path of destruction. I at least hope something like that would happen instead of just like straight up like betrayal. Because like Winter seems like an extremely loyal person or like subordinate. I don't think she'll just like straight up betray, but she'll want to do the right thing, and she'll see like she'll probably do something to show like James that he's not doing the right thing, and maybe trying to like win him over.
Maybe. I can't imagine Ironwood's gonna have a redemption arc though.
Yeah, unlikely,
unless it's like right as he's about to die. While this is going on, let's cut to what's going on inside the whale. We see Emerald, who's we see Salem conducting the Grim. Like literally, she's just having fun conducting an orchestra.
That was pretty cool.
I was so mad, dude. How dare you compose something so beautiful?
Her death waltz.
GG.
And while this is happening, Emerald goes to listen in on what's happening with Ozpin and Hazel. Hazel's still beating the shit out of Ozpin. Ozpin criticizes Hazel's decisions.
Yeah, I'm wondering what all that's about. Like she's spying on her, then she moves to them. Are they planning on doing something? Or is there going to be another betrayal here?
I think she's trying to spy on behalf of Cinder to make sure Cinder's safe, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like that there's about to be some splits.
Yeah.
I really want to know what Hazel's going to do.
Mm.
Is he too far gone? Or is it one of those things where they're going to, all of a sudden, like 4 of them are going to team up and they're going to get Oscar the fuck out of there?
And it's interesting what they're doing with that. I wasn't expecting this kind of turn that happens. So Ozpin reveals exactly what Salem's trying to do, destroy the world. He's saying, no, I don't believe you. That's not what's happening. There's no point. She can't be killed, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, all right, the name's Jin. Use the lamp. Here's the question, bitch.
And I like that because it's the last question. So if he asks the question, then Salem can't ask the question because it's done.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Hazel would know the answer.
I was like, okay.
Mike, we are aware that your theory, of course, could always still happen.
I'm betting on it.
There could also be like wow, how convenient. The 100 years just reset.
Oh no, I meant like creating the wish. But
yeah, I'm saying there's another possibility.
Oh, okay.
That could happen.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see exactly what Hazel's gonna do. If he does tell Salem, I'm gonna fucking laugh. It's like, you took a gamble, Oscar, and it didn't pay off.
GG.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Because that's like...
I just don't think... I think Hazel's actually going to try and figure out the truth.
I think he's going to, and then once he does, they're going to team up and get the fuck out of there.
Or instead of like... Because to me, like he's afraid. I mean, I think that's like with most people with Salem. But because he said it himself, he's like, I tried to kill her over and over and over again. And after a while, you start to realize like, oh, like this is futile. You can't stop this great evil. And for like a strong person, like for like someone like in the very least, like with a strong will, like if once like will's broken, that's like us, something small isn't gonna like sway you. You gotta have something like legit. Like, can she be stopped? Not like, all right, this is the truth. Can she be stopped? Because even if he finds out, hey, all right, yeah, she really can't be killed. That's not gonna, to me, he's not gonna be like, okay, let me help you. Let's get out of here. Oh no, that's like what I know the truth now. All right, here you go, Salem.
Yeah.
Because if you can't avoid imminent destruction, like what are you gonna do? You can try and fight it, but he's already tried. He's failed.
Yeah, he sure has.
I'm almost wondering if Oz's magic would overpower the wish, though. where it's like, I don't know where it is. Like, I can't find other, what are they called? Wow.
Relics?
Relics. Yeah, I was
No,
thinking idols.
No, that's been clarified in the past. He used, after he found Jin, he asked her, where are the other relics?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
But did it know where that one was?
I mean, it's implied that she answered in its entirety, but I guess we don't actually see it.
Well, okay then. I don't know. I almost want to just see Salem win. Like it's getting to the point where it's like, just do something. Just do it. Like, either Ironwood needs to get his head out of his ass and actually do something as well.
Hey, he's been doing plenty.
No, he's been sitting in his office staring out a window.
Giving orders.
While Team RWBY's actually doing stuff. Anyway,
able to do more.
Would disagree. Anyway, I would just like to see Salem do her shit, let Team RWBY do their shit, and let's get to it. Like, let's stop this nonsense of I'm gonna walk elegantly to classical music out of my whale. Like, come on! No one cares. Do it. You in one swift attack could kill everything.
GG.
So do it.
Well, hey, come on now. So, Salem is a tactician, okay? Actually, she's more of a strategist. Takes very careful
She's not a
planning.
tomato, she's a tomato.
Oh boy.
Let me step.
It'll be interesting to see exactly where that all goes. Because, I mean, either her hand's going to be forced and she's going to have to actually step onto the battlefield, or her plan's going to go exactly how she planned and you just keep sitting back performing your orchestra. So after that happens, Emerald goes to Mercury and reveals everything that happened, and Merc's just like, alright. He kind of doesn't care, he's just trying to go with the winning side, because, yeah, even if it is true, he just doesn't think that he can beat Salem. It's a very Hazel situation, but earlier on.
Well, it's almost like he didn't believe it, and then once she walked, and they started talking at it into that hallway, and what's his name, Tyrion showed up, and was like, "Oh, it's fucking true."
Yeah.
Then it's like, then you kind of see his face change a little bit, and you almost think that something's going to happen there as well. That's what it's.
I don't think so. I think he'll stay true, but I just didn't think he expected like Tyrion to be like, yeah, we're gonna die. I don't think you understand.
I fucking love Tyrion in that moment.
It was beautiful.
It's like, what did you think was going to happen when you joined this? This is everything. Like, this is the only possibility of what could happen. And if you can see that from the start, you must be out of your mind.
And he has crazy eyes, and it's beautiful. But it's not. But it's not crazy eyes at the same time. Yeah, Tyrion is a wonderful character.
If Tyrion calls you crazy, that's saying something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right though. I mean, like, what? I honestly don't know. Like, I mean, Hazel, like, clearly, like, all right, yeah, he's clearly like, all right, I can't defeat this, so can't beat him, join him. But like, yeah, anyone else that had any like doubts, I was like, you teaming up with this lady that creates Grimm, the Grimm that kind of just destroy everything, and she tells you she's gonna like new world order, she's gonna create everything from scratch. I was like, nah, I don't think that's how that's gonna work. I gotta go, and then I'd probably die.
Yeah. That's pretty much exactly what would happen. After that happens, Tyrion reveals that him and Mercury are headed to Vacuo to continue the next stage of the plan. So that's how confident Salem is, even with like the message going out from RWBY. It's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm just gonna send 2 of my best fighters away because it literally doesn't matter.
See, that's what I love too. I love that they're literally just like 2 steps ahead. essentially. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's super sweet that Salem's that far in advance.
And she's had a long time to plan. And that's pretty much it for what's going on inside the whale. Then we get to see Team RWBY. Now Atlas is going to war. Mantle's being attacked. And what's Team RWBY doing? They're drinking tea.
Just chilling.
They're drinking tea. May says it's time to get to the crater. Atlas is at war, blah, blah, blah. And Atlas has troops to defend it, but Mantle really needs all the help that they can get. And then we get to see some interesting dialogue that happens. Weiss is bringing up that, we got to protect both, and she's saying, I don't give a fuck. May's saying, I don't give a fuck. We got to protect Mantle. And then we get to see exactly what's going on behind the scenes with the Happy Huntresses. May brings up that her family disowned her. She was from Atlas. She was part of the Marigold family.
She was a dude.
Yep. Which...
Well, I don't think she was a dude, but like...
No, she was.
That's what she said.
Yeah. She said...
I thought they were like implying like the whole knight thing, where like knights are like that. Kind of like Mordred, like where she was actually a girl, but they were sons in like air quotes, because you're the heir to a king.
It's possible.
Based on knowing Caden, though,
yeah, Caden, the voice actress,
I believe she would only agree to do a trans character. I took it as trans.
I could
have
interpreted then. Yeah.
And it's very, I don't know, I'm not too familiar with Caden, but I do know that after she came out as trans, her parents essentially disowned her. So it definitely seems to be a parallel to Caden's real life. But then we get to see another parallel, where May says, whose side are you on? Remember when the Aesop said that? Oh, look at it. Parallels. And that's pretty much all that happens during that conversation. Whitley is listening in. May ends up choosing as they're going to the foyer. You have to choose a side. I can either drop you off on the front lines with Atlas, or you can come and help me down in Mantle. But whatever you're doing, you're going to have to fucking do it now. But then, bam, all-time favorite character, everyone's favorite number one character of the show, Klein, comes back. I like Klein. He's not my favorite.
I did like that he showed up. I was like, hey, he's back.
Yeah.
I legit forgot who he was.
Just the whole thing about him getting fired over that, that was just bullshit, and it pissed me off. That's why I remembered him.
It kind of makes sense though. Like, imagine like you as a parent, and one of your daughters says, "I want to leave," and you're like, "No, you're a child. I'm doing what's best for you." And then some like a butler comes along and says, "Don't worry, girl. Here's a guy in a ship. He'll get you out of here." Even though Jacques' a piece of shit, and that's the big difference.
GG.
I gotta tell you though, I love that whole scene because you see Klein show up, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's like, how did you know? And then you see Whitley walking down the stairs, and you're like, he is a good person. Good job, buddy.
So I really like and I really don't like this scene because it's happy to see Weiss and Whitley hugging. And, like, Weiss accepting Whitley as actually being a better person than she thought he was. But it kind of reinforces a big issue I have, where it's the main characters just don't ever change. The people around them just change. I'll get more into that here a little bit later. I have a bit of a rant. But then as that happens, we get to the thing that you were talking about earlier. There's a crash that happens in front of the mansion, and we see Penny.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, okay, so why is she crashing now? And I was like, holy shit, is this like yesterday or something? What the fuck is going on?
And it's weird because there's no way she was falling for that long.
Exactly.
Not with how gravity works, no.
Yeah.
But the question is, did she try and stabilize herself multiple times?
Okay, but if that's the case, even then
she wouldn't have crashed that hard.
Exactly. That was the whole point. Yeah.
And we saw her flicker red. Why wasn't she red when she landed?
Well, she might still be battling, and this is what I'm thinking is the case. She's still kind of battling for control, but the red has kind of taken over but it's not like showing off, right? It's trying to hide under the surface and have Penny use the girls to get into Atlas and get the relic.
That's a theory.
In
Hmm.
like Watts actually has control over Penny. Like the controller he actually put in there was for him to control Penny, not for her to be shut down. Or again,
I just don't know if Watts is thinking that far ahead. I wonder if it's more like I'm going to use this girl to get out of here and get back kind of thing. But I mean, he is pretty smart though.
I think he actually made a riff on it.
I feel like it's the only thing that makes sense for Penny to also be there, because he could have also just controlled her to go back up and then fall down in front of the mansion. Because even though it's still stupid, it would get the girls to be like, "Oh my God, Penny, what happened?"
And it makes me, and that's another reason why I'm like, so what day is this or time is this? Like, is on Ruby's side, has the whale even?
Well, they talk about the war. They say Atlas, the troops are fighting the Grimm, so it has to be. So it can't be that far behind, if at all.
How far after the broadcast was it until the whale hit there though? That's the confusing part.
Yeah.
Was it that same day? Like, oh, okay, well, let's go right now, kind of thing. I don't even fucking remember, to tell you the truth.
I think it's the same day, but time has definitely been passing. So I can't imagine she was falling for more than 15, 30 minutes at very most. I don't know how far it takes to go from atmosphere to ground.
Not very long.
I mean, let's see.
It can take a little bit. Long? I mean, it's not going to be like 15 minutes. I can say that much.
How long did it take fucking what's his name to fall from the satellite or whatever?
That's exactly what I'm looking up. 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So there's no way in hell she fell from Amity, unless she has been trying to stabilize herself the whole time. But
it was 3 minutes 48 seconds before his parachute's deployed.
But then at the same time, why the fuck did she hit so hard then?
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of is Watts making it do that intentionally, so that way they can be like, "Oh my God, Penny, you're hurt."
Yeah, because it didn't make any sense when I saw it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Total of 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, so that's even counting him parachuting down. So there's no way in hell that timeline would work.
Nope. Yeah, but here's one thing you're trying to think of. Did they actually do research?
That's true. They might have. They might not have.
Yeah, it took 2 days for it to fall. Man.
GG.
Just like real life. So, yeah, so that all happened. Y'all want to say anything else, or should I go into my rant?
Go into your rant.
Go into your rant. Oh, excuse me, Mike.
I also have a rant.
Okay, Mike, I'll let you go first.
So yeah, Team RWBY, I guess specifically. So I like this part a lot, specifically May, and she is like definitely in the top running for best girl this episode, because like after all that's said and done, like this whole season and the season prior, like we finally get to a point where they're like, or in the very least RWBY anyways, like, all right, no, because nobody answered the question. Hey, there's no sides, but you've labeled Ironwood as a villain already, so you're already contradicting yourself there.
Yeah.
So it just kind of is like everything's just adding up. Like Ren was like, "Hey, we're kids. We don't know what you're doing." Everything that he said is like lining up at this point. So I'm really interested to see what their decision is going to actually be, because like you can see everyone else is like it more or less like on a straight path. They already know what they want to do. So I'm interested to see like at some point finally what are they actually going to decide to do? What side are they going to pick? Because as much as I'm like a guy who likes to think of different ways to do things and make decisions like based on those things, at the end of the day, it does come down to like a singular choice, and maybe there are branch choices from there, but you have to pick something,
Yeah.
So what are they going to actually pick?
That's a good question. And it did kind of leave off on that, because May was going to say, now you have to choose, and that's when Penny fell to the ground. So I guess maybe that's option C, but still.
They cliffhangered it, so I was like, okay.
Yeah. So mine is, I think I've realized that Team RWBY, they're just not the main characters anymore. Because there's something very important to main characters, and that's that they change. But Team RWBY never changes, right? Like, not for the last 3 volumes at least. Like, they never admit their mistakes, ever. Always the other people have to change for them. It's not like Weiss was like, man, maybe Mom was right, and I should go talk to Whitley and see if maybe he's doing okay. No, Whitley changed, and then Weiss was like, oh, that's good. I was right. Thank you for coming to my side. Good on you. And Yang hasn't made a major change since she lost her arm, since she came back from losing her arm at the end of Volume 4. Blake had a little bit of change, sort of, in her time in Menagerie. But even then, it was still kind of like a, I know I'm right the whole time. And Ruby hasn't changed really anything about herself since Volume 4. So it's just, I don't know, the characters need to admit fault, or at least acknowledge that they're still learning. Because that's what's necessary for protagonists. Like, even Naruto progresses. Like, he starts incapable, he learns Shadow Clone Jutsu. He didn't know teamwork, he starts working with Sasuke. Just kind of on and on. And every time he gives a fucking speech, like, where he's crying and be like, I've learned some things, this is going on here, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I have to do this because this is what matters to me. It's like the whole time he's trying to learn and evolve as a character, but whenever, like, Ruby gives her speeches, it's just like, you all need to realize I'm right. What's that, Penny? You're conflicted between Atlas and Mantle? No, Penny, look at me. That's it, just me. Don't worry about the rest.
It's gonna be all right.
The main characters, they've just become static. They're boring. I don't care about them anymore. Like, Weiss is the only one who I really care about, and even she's like losing it for me.
I'm liking John.
I don't know. They're not
well.
main characters. I'm talking about Team RWBY.
Oh, just RWBY? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean the main protagonists, the people who the show is named after. Because Nora, Ren, and John, I completely, they're fun. They're changing. They're evolving. The Aesops, they're evolving. The antagonists, they're evolving. Even fucking Cinder is evolving. Yeah. So I want them to be main characters again. I want them to learn, and I think Mantle is going to have to be crushed by Atlas for that to happen. For Ruby to be like, oh, I made every bad call.
Like both cities to be destroyed because Atlas crashes into the city and kills like almost everyone, or probably everyone.
Yeah. Well, and I'm worried it's gonna be the exact opposite, where they're going to find a way to save everyone, and she's gonna be like, "See, I told you I was right." And I'm just be like, "Fuck, God damn it, Ruby. Oscar is so much of a better character than you. Why? Why?"
Here's the heart of the matter.
All right, that's all I've got to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I was mad though. Like, I mean, I wasn't. I think I was just kind of annoyed that they weren't doing anything. Like, they just show everybody else like doing stuff, and they're just sitting in there, man. I was like, all right. I was annoyed. I was mad at that. I was like, everybody else is doing. Like, there are people on the front lines dying for Atlas. You made it like in the hundreds. Says like, there are people down there dying for the people of Mantle, and they're just sitting in here sipping some tea. I'm like, what you gonna do? You gotta do this. And May is like, she's already at wit's end. Like, let's go. Yeah, whose side are you on? We need to go to Mantle right now. And I was like, thank you, May.
You remember at the end of last volume when they're like, they're all talking about, it's like, we need to go and help the people right now. They're in danger from the Grim. And the Aesops are like, if we keep doing this, we're gonna die. They're like, no, we gotta help them now. And look at them now.
GG. like even even Jean and Yang and they're about to go into where Salem is at, knowing full and well that it's likely that they're going to die because they're going to drop a bomb if they can't find him again. Even if they can get in there, they have to survive. And they have to find Oscar and possibly gonna have to fight their way out before a bomb kills them.
That's true. I should give Yang more credit for that.
I was say I'm not gonna downplay her. Like she's going in with that knowledge, so like she's got some some strong will as well.
Some iron will.
GG.
All right, let's move on to ratings.
Cool.
Zach.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
6.
You said 6 as well, Mike?
No. I was just shocked that it was a 6.
Oh, okay.
It just was lackluster. I mean, unless besides the stuff with with Oscar and stuff, I didn't give a shit about this episode.
I'm kind of there with you. Like I liked everything that happened in the whale.
Yeah.
Trev.
You know, I like the character development. I feel like I'm probably going to be the odd man out here on the ratings, but I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
You said this was the best episode, and you're giving it an 8?
I've changed my mind.
Hey, if we were reviewing. Hey, you did it last episode.
Mike.
I'm also going for an 8. Overall, to me, like the interest comes from like what comes next. They did a lot of build up. Like I guess the climax is soon to come. So
every fucking episode's a lot of build up.
This one in particular, because like not a lot happened. It was just like, all right, this is about to happen, and then crash. Cliffhanger.
Yeah. I'm going to side with Zach. I'm going to give it a 6 as well. I enjoyed the episode, but there was a lot that happened that was just kind of meh. Zach, best boy and best girl.
Best boy, I'm going to give it to Oscar / Oz. Best girl, you know, since the Olympics were canceled, we didn't have a good diving event, so I'll give it to Penny for her diving abilities. But
give her best girl.
I think I might. No,
she literally just said, "I'm sorry."
GG. Best girl, easy.
I was making a joke. No, I'm probably white.
Okay.
Why whites, if you don't mind me asking?
Why whites? Because what did anyone else do? What did honestly anyone else do?
I'll let you.
RWBY argued like always. Winter decided to fly a ship and then try and order people around. Harriet was a little angsty little bitch. Elm was like, "Oh, I'm a strong girl." And then Yang did nothing useful.
You also got like Emerald and May.
That's fair.
And Salem.
I'll still.
Ooh,
you know what? Salem. That's an orchestra.
GG.
I don't know. None of the girls really did much. Like, that's the problem. I don't know. Weiss loves her brother more. There we go. Family.
Best boy.
He said
I
Oscar.
already gave best boy.
Oscar. All right, Travis.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to go with Whitley and the best boy.
I respect that.
I was really happy with what he did. I know that it just showed this side, and it made me realize that he's not his dad, and he is his own person. Because it always seemed like he was trying to act like he was this bad kid, but he wasn't. It turns out he's not a bad kid at all.
Well,
neglected.
And
just because you do one good thing doesn't make you a good kid.
Well, but it shows that he's growing up. I like to see character progression like that. And then for the girl, I'm gonna give it to Winter just because. The only reason why I'm gonna give it to Winter is because she said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you y'all shot. Go in and see if you can do something before we drop this bomb off." And she gave them a chance. That is the only reason. Everybody else didn't deserve anything.
Hey, yeah. Mike.
Best boy is I'm definitely gonna go with Jean. Like you said, that to me, like that was like, yeah, like you gotta like, not just anybody is gonna be like in this situation where there's like you're looking outside, there's this massive grim, there's all these grim just coming out. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna save my friend. And I think more like than just him saving his friend, I think maybe that's just out of a sense of justice, just because that's, I think, his character, and that's how they've kind of portrayed his character in these last two. Because I don't know if they were just like silently doing it, maybe, but because like, all right, we're real huntsmen now, we got the licenses, so like you're gonna put up now, put up or shut up, remembering all his teachings from Pyrrha and all that jazz. But yeah, he's best boy for that. Best girl, even though y'all said no one did anything, y'all just clearly skipped over May, who has this entire time, even this season, they've highlighted even more that the happy huntresses have been sticking to their guns. They are for the people of Mantle, and it is here,
Not the people of Atlas.
not the people of Atlas, but for the people of Mantle, they are gonna risk their lives.
All right. So for me and my best boy, I'm still debating on that one because there are like a lot of the guys had great scenes in this episode, but the one who stands out to me is Mercury. I don't think he did as much as everyone who you all said, but he is just one of the most consistent characters who progresses and advances in the most consistent and understandable of ways. And I just like him. And as for best girl, I'm going to agree with Mike. I'm going to give it to May. I don't necessarily like her ideals. I'm against her and the Happy Huntresses in terms of what stance I believe in. But she understands what she believes. And she understands that a decision kind of has to be made. You can't just sit there drinking tea while people are dying. Yeah, and that's that. But anything else from any of y'all?
Can't wait to see what happens next episode.
I just want something to happen next.
Yeah, it feels kind of like Lost right now, where things just keep building up, but there's not a
climax.
It's not a climax.
Like boom, it happened.
Obviously, we're building up to the finale, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I guess I am curious though, like, because I think I said it last time. I was like, y'all think they're gonna like retreat, or so? What do y'all think is gonna happen with the relic? End of the day, who's gonna have the relic?
Oscar.
I think end of the day, Salem will have it.
All right. Zach, thoughts?
I honestly don't know.
That's fair.
Like, I ultimately think Salem is going to get the relics, but I think RWBY and Oz are potentially going to convince the gods that Salem's stupid. I don't know. With how the writers are going, I don't know.
See, the world is working together. We are all one. Cuts to Jacques branding a faunus.
GG. Oh, snap. They're like,
I'm gonna name you Adam.
That's what I'm gonna bring Adam back in a
Man.
cutscene from the past.
Yeah.
Nah, I do think Salem's gonna have it as well. Or I'm hoping that she gets it because I want to see if this theory is true. But that's all I got there.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's going to be a bit of a gap before we see you next time, everyone. There is a little over a month break between this episode and the next one. So we'll get some of these answers in about 2 months.
Woohoo!
Woo! And let us know your ratings, your best boys and best girls in the comments down below. And as always, we'll see you next time. Well, thank you for watching. Remember to hit that like button if you want to see more content like this. And if you want to see what the rest of our channel has to offer, be sure to subscribe. Looking for any ways to support us? Well, we currently aren't monetizable through YouTube. We do have a Patreon and even a merch store. So be sure to check those out. All of the links to these things are right in the description down below. And last but not least, we'll see you next time.